he believes in his ability to compete, and I think he thinks he can play. So if you've got a guy who thinks he can play and is not overwhelmed by all that talent, then we'll just have to see.
When he talked about maybe not having that offer before the state tournament, what do you think he showed Cal during the state tournament specifically?
Well, I'll be very honest with you. I think Cal said it. I think it was at first when he heard about Dominique and really hadn't seen him play. I think it was more of a feel-good story. You know, a Kentucky kid, a good Kentucky kid, to give him a scholarship. It's a kid that you're not going to have to worry about because he's going to do the right things off the floor. So it was kind of like, I think at first that maybe he was doing us a favor, but after watching Dominique play, and I know he said this, it's more like we're doing him a favor now after he saw him play. So, and that's the thing. That's what my dad and Darren have always said about Dominique. Of course, they've watched him for the last 5 years. That he's the type of kid that you've got to see him play 2 or 3 times before you really appreciate all the things that he does. Because he's not that flamboyant player. He's not that highly emotional player. He just does so many things that you don't notice if you just see him one time. So I think Cal being able to see him play those 2 games and Coach O being able to see him play all those games in the state tournament, I think they really saw that appreciation for Dominique that the rest of us already knew.
He talked all year about guys not getting down on themselves after one bad play and guys who play through a slow start, and he did that almost literally every game.
He did, and really it's not that he played bad those first half of those state tournament games. He just couldn't get his shot in the fall. Of course, you know the way a lot of players are nowadays. If they can't get those first 4 or 5 shots to go down, they get down, they sulk, they start to pout, and I've never seen Dominic pout. And not that I have to get on him very much, but he can take a chew and as good as anybody. He's one of those that's not going to hang his head. He's gonna look you in the eye. You get on him, you call his name, and call his number. He's gonna look you in the eye. And he's gonna say yes, sir. So that's the part I was talking about of being the most coachable player that I've ever had. A lot of times your best athletes aren't like that, but he's definitely an exception.
You weren't very happy a couple of months ago. He wasn't getting much college attention. Frustrated. What's it been like this last 6 weeks to see him get all this attention?
I'm glad it's over with. I'll be honest with you. It's been very hectic. But I'm just so glad that everybody else is starting to see what I already knew. I think it hurt him. I've told people this, and I mean nothing against his AAU coaches because they did a great job taking care of him. Because Quan and Kenja and Dominique, all 3 played on the same team. But we've had I don't know how many college coaches to tell us that Dominique really didn't get to play the point that much on his AAU team, and they didn't really get to see the true Dominique Hawkins. So we've had Brad Stevens, matter of fact, yesterday told us that we really didn't get to see Dominique play the point that much. So I think that kind of hurt his recruiting process a little bit, but it's all kind of worked out in the end. But it was so important for us to get to the state tournament. That's what did it. That was icing on the cake.
When they would say about Kentucky that I don't know, like theoretically, guy on the team.
He's not going to be. I promise you, he won't be the 12th guy on the team. Well, here, Coach Cal, he compares him to Eric Bledsoe. That was his exact words to us. He's got a lot of the same qualities, the toughness, the strength that Eric Bledsoe has, and Dominique, regardless of what his role is, I think he said it perfectly. He'll find out what his role is and he'll deal with it. But I promise you, he'll be that guy that comes to practice every single day and going to try to get better and is going to try to get on the floor to play.
Now that you kind of did, you're saying that it's kind of out there now. What kind of did he say back when you first went that practice, as far as them trying to keep it under wraps?
Well, I mean, he told us he was a scholarship player, but he had some business to take care of there with his own team from the previous year, and he just didn't want to take care of all that first. That's basically what he told us. But I mean, he told us that day when we went to watch practice that he was going to get that offer. Just wanted us to kind of, and you don't know how, being a lifelong Kentucky fan, you don't know how hard that was for me to not say anything for the next 2 or 3 weeks, but I knew there were good things going to happen in the end, so I was going to definitely do whatever they told us to do.
Was that the same day, just to be clear, you all went to the state capitol?
Yeah. Same
Which day was that now?
I guess we won the state tournament on Sunday. I guess we went to the Capitol on either that following Tuesday or Wednesday, and that's when we went to practice. So I can't. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember if it was Tuesday or Wednesday. That's when we went to practice.
So you went to, you'd previously gone to their practice, or he had the day
He went
the week
during
of the tournament.
after our Wayne County game. I think Darren, my brother, and Doc Palmer, who is Cal's dentist. And I'll tell you one thing: every time Cal would come to the dentist, I'm talking about since Cal got there, Doc Palmer would always plant that seed in Cal's ear about Dominique Hawkins. Now I don't know if Cal just got tired of hearing Doc talk about him, but it definitely helped out. But no, after that Wayne County game, Doc and Darren took Dominique to practice, so he got to see him then, and then of course the whole team went after we won.
So when Cal said there was an offer, did you want to scream to a Kentucky boy?
Yeah, I wanted to, but I tried to compose myself. And I looked over at Dominique, and I was kind of poking him. He's kind of grinning. So yeah, we were very, very excited.
How much did you get a sense from Dominique that he just was like, he really thought it,
Dominique's a Kentucky fan. I mean, how many kids in the state of Kentucky that grow up being Kentucky fans don't want this? And that's what he's always wanted. It's his dream, and it's a dream come true. So yeah, he's excited. He's excited. All right, thanks.